Hello, everyone. Today we will be returning to the world of the waterfowl with the tiny, beautiful hooded merganser. These elegant diving ducks populate much of the eastern United States and a portion of the northern west coast throughout the entire year, and spread their way between these two ranges during winter migration. The males of this species are unmistakable, with their wonderful crest that can shift from an oblong pancake drooping off the top of his head to an almost comically large full moon. This crest is present in females as well, albeit not nearly as handsomely adorned. The female also lacks that striking yellow eye, so if you see these birds out of their breeding plumage, an easy way to differentiate the males from the females is to check whether the eye is yellow or black, respectively. Of course, it is the breeding plumage that gives the hooded merganser his hood, but this crest is also the origin of its scientific name, Lophidites cuculatus. The genus name Lophidites is derived from the Latin words for crested and diver, respectively. Quite a fitting name for the dapper fellow. Interestingly, the term merganser also finds its roots in Latin, being used by many Roman authors to refer to unspecified water birds. As the years have progressed, the term merganser has adopted a new meaning, referring to the diving, fish-hunting ducks with saw-like points on their bills. That being said, the hooded merganser does not fall into the category referred to as typical mergansers. This group is reserved for the genus Mergus, which contains 4 distinct species of larger, long-billed fish-eaters. While the hooded merganser may only measure 15 inches in length, with a wingspan of just 23 inches, it maintains many of the habits of its larger cousins. For starters, the hooded merganser is just as ambitious when it comes to feeding. These little torpedoes will zip around in tight underwater pursuit of their prey. These chases range from short jabs to full-fledged races, since the bird can stay submerged for up to 2 full minutes. After catching its prey, the victorious hunter will return to the surface, where it carefully reorients its beak so that the fish slides down head first. Any other way could damage the bird's throat with its spiny fins. The diet of the hooded merganser is not limited to fish, as is the case with some of its cousins. No, the hooded merganser will eat plants, mollusks, amphibians, and insects, though fish and crayfish still remain their favorites. After months of feeding throughout summer and fall, our hoodies will begin to get a familiar twinkle in their brown and yellow eyes. Hooded mergansers are seasonally monogamous, meaning that when a couple is formed during a breeding season, neither partner will take another mate. As you've likely already guessed, much of courtship has to do with those wonderful crests. A group comprised of several members of both sexes will gather in shallow water, then begin to croak and headbang together, with males doing their best to fully extend their crest. The most dazzling display comes in the form of head throwing, where a male will suddenly and violently jerk his head backwards in an attempt to touch his crest with his back. After these group croaking sessions, the mergansers will begin to split off into pairs and breed. Following breeding, the male will abandon the soon-to-be mother, as she begins to search nearby trees for a suitable cavity or nest box in which to lay her eggs. It is currently unknown whether or not the same pair rejoins the following season. Nest boxes are crucial to the development of hooded merganser habitat, as many tree cavities can be unsafe to use for incubating young. That being said, the mother merganser is not too picky and will nest in shallow or deep cavities, as long as there's room to fly in and out. Merganser eggs are a delicacy to many hungry predators, so to avoid being caught defenseless while incubating the eggs, the female merganser employs a brilliant strategy known as a broken wing display. This display involves flapping one wing wildly in a mock injury while calling out in an effort to get the attention of the predator. Once spotted, the merganser will begin to slowly hop and fly deep into the forest, pursued by its hunter who sees an opportunity for an easy meal. Once sufficiently far from the nest, the merganser will drop her ruse, revealing herself to be uninjured as she flies back to the nest with the predator avoided and her eggs safe. The mother merganser will loyally incubate her brood for up to 40 days, after which the 5 to 13 chicks will begin to hatch, well developed and downy. The constant clucking call of their mother from the nearby pond acts as the cheer of a crowd, rapidly coaxing the chicks to one by one drop from their woodland nest onto the forest floor. This is no small task, as the tiny flightless chicks will leap from a height of up to 24 feet. There certainly isn't much coddling for the young hoodies, but their spirit is ready to meet the challenges of early life. In fact, within their very first day of life, they are already diving and hunting alongside their mother. The hooded mergansers will swim alongside the protection of their mother for the next 5 weeks until they fledge. At this point, the chicks will say goodbye and begin to live independently. With good fortune on their side, they can live to be up to 14 years old. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these little ducks as beautiful and fascinating as I did. I'd like to give a special thank you to E. Stern for suggesting this species, and remind you all that if there's a species you'd like covered, to let me know down in the comments below. As always, my sources for photos and information are in the description in case you'd like to learn more. Lastly, I'd like to encourage you to go out to your local pond. Who knows, you might just see one of these little guys. Until next time.